I cut off my entire family 4 years ago and refused to ever speak to them again. I was 15 when Child Services finally removed me from my parents' house. I'm 19 now and I've been living with my grandparents ever since. Growing up in that house was like living in a war zone. My older brother Jake started getting violent when he was 5 years old. I was only 2, so I don't remember the early stuff, but it must have been pretty bad because my parents definitely noticed something was wrong. Instead of protecting me, they made him their entire world. They took him to every kind of therapy you can imagine. Play therapy, talk therapy, behavioral therapy, nothing worked. Someone even told them to put him in boxing classes to help with his anger. That just made things worse because now he knew how to actually fight. I remember so many times coming to breakfast with bruises all over my arms and legs. My mom would make me wear long sleeves even in summer. She'd put makeup on my face if I had marks there. Then she'd look me dead in the eyes and say, "Don't tell anyone about this. You could get your brother in serious trouble." One time when I was 9, I told my grandparents what was happening. I showed them the bruises on my back. They wanted to call someone, but my parents found out and completely lost it on me. My dad yelled at me for over an hour about how I was trying to destroy our family. My mom cried and said I was going to get Jake taken away and it would be all my fault. When CPS actually did show up, my parents coached me on exactly what to say. They made me practice my story over and over. I was so scared of getting in trouble that I lied for them. After that, my grandparents basically got pushed out of our lives. School was a nightmare too because Jake was constantly getting suspended or expelled. My parents had to meet with principals and teachers all the time. They were so focused on managing his behavior that they forgot I existed. When I got sick, I still had to go to school because my parents needed to save their time off for Jake. On days when he was too violent to be around other kids, they'd keep him home. But me, I went to school with strep throat, with the flu, with everything. The worst part was after really bad attacks. Jake broke my arm once and my parents refused to take me to the hospital. They said we'd just tell people I fell off my bike. They wrapped it themselves and it healed wrong. I can still feel where it's not quite right. Everything changed the day Jake attacked me at school. I was in the cafeteria eating lunch when he just came up behind me and started beating me. It took 3 teachers to pull him off. Someone called the police and an ambulance. I had a concussion, broken ribs, and cuts all over my face. That's when Child Services finally stepped in and removed me. I went to live with my mom's parents and I haven't seen my parents or Jake since. I also haven't spoken to them at all. My dad's side of the family still talks to me though, and they will not let this go. They're constantly pressuring me to forgive my parents and reconnect with Jake. They say things like, "He was only 18 when that happened and he's mentally ill, you need to understand." Like that somehow makes years of being used as his punching bag, okay? Like being mentally ill gives you a free pass to almost kill your little brother. Now that I'm 18, they've gotten even worse. They keep asking about my future and saying I need to let my parents be part of my life again. Last week, my uncle asked if I'd let my parents meet my future kids someday. I told him absolutely not. I will never forgive them. They will never meet my children. They will never be part of my life in any way. My relatives acted like I just said the most evil thing in the world. They said Jake is doing so much better now, but then they admitted he's on such heavy medication that he can barely function, and the 2 times he stopped taking his meds, he went right back to being violent. My aunt actually said I need to understand the impossible position my parents were in, that I'm being too harsh on them, but here's what I understand. They chose him over me every single day. They covered up my abuse. They forced me to lie to protect him. They denied me medical care. They made me feel like my safety didn't matter. I'm supposed to just forget all of that because taking care of a violent kid was hard for them? No, I'm done. They made their choice and now they have to live with it.